Hi guys, Mr. Dean here. I'm just looking at these statistics here and these charts about the economy. Things are not looking good out there. We got companies going out of business. We got people on unemployment insurance. Unemployment numbers are just the number of people who are out of work. That's just going up and up and up. This sort of thing is kind of rare. Especially when it's related to a pandemic or a virus like this. The last time we had a situation like this was way back in 2008, and that was caused by a different reason. That was trouble in the housing market. They were selling houses at a price that was way too high than the market could bear. So 2008 was really the last big one. Before that, I think it was around 97, especially here in Asia, the market suffered. Before that, I think the last big one was 1987. And before that, it was like 1980. Before that, 1973, when the oil crisis happened. So you can see these things tend to happen again and again. They're not necessarily close together, but they do repeat each other. And these days, the way we handle economic crisis like this is a little different from the way they were handled in the old days. Back in the old days, when an economic crisis happened, the theory was you just do nothing about it. Just leave the economy alone, and gradually the economy will fix itself. How long will that take? Who's going to suffer while that's happening? Probably lots of people, but don't worry, eventually the economy will fix itself and get out of it. And for the most part, that's right. The problem was the amount of time it was taking for economies to fix themselves. Sometimes it would be quick, and sometimes it could take many, many years. And you can imagine, if you look at some of these numbers here, like, can you imagine being out of work for years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? How could you raise a family? How could you buy a car or travel around if you didn't have a job for 5 years? That's crazy. So what happens is there's going to be some people who come along, and they, in fact, one guy in particular called Keynes, he's going to come around and he's going to say, hey, you know what? Instead of letting things, take care of themselves naturally, why doesn't the government get involved, spend some money, and try to fix the economy instead of just letting it happen by itself? The ideas of Keynes were new. A lot of people were suspicious because it involved a lot of spending, and it didn't really make sense, right? If you're in economic trouble and you're running out of money, why would you spend more money? That doesn't make sense. Usually when you're in a situation and you're running out of money, the instinct is to spend less money, to save money, right? To try and save wherever you can. So Keynes's ideas are not very popular, but there's going to be an economic crisis. It's going to hit the world in the 1920s. It's called the Great Depression, and this is going to be the worst one in recorded history. And this is the one where an American president's going to come along. He's going to say, you know what? Let's try something different this time. This one's too big and there's too many people suffering. And if we let it sit and the economy heal itself, it's going to take too long to fix. So we're going to get involved and try and fix it. So that crisis was called the Great Depression. The president we're talking about is Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt. And so for this class, what we're going to look at is the Depression. How did it happen? What was the impact of it? And then we're going to take a look at the steps that Roosevelt took to try and fix it. And these steps he takes, some people are going to say, yeah, great idea. And other people, yeah, they're not going to be too happy with his ideas. And they're going to spend the next 80, 90, or 100 years trying to undo what Roosevelt did, okay? So take a look at what Roosevelt did and see for yourself. Did it work, or was it just not really helpful at all? Anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.